Check one, check two. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us early Saturday morning here for a 10 o'clock game. All set to go here in Lee's Summit at the Frank White Sports Complex, field number 5 today. And for those of you folks that are not able to make it out, we appreciate you joining us here online, both on Twitter and YouTube. I got to tell you, from a weather standpoint, you're probably lucky that you're not here today. Wind is blowing about 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it is cold. So quite a contrast in the weather from last night, which while it was definitely chilly, the wind was incredible during the day, but died down just in time for our game last night. So a real nice piece of luck right there. But this morning, no luck on that. But the sun is shining, no clouds in the sky for the most part. And we got a number of parents and spectators and weather pods all bundled up in blankets. So if you are a baseball player, you should be thanking your parents for enduring the fun that this weather is. Mac N Seitz winning last night 4-3 against the TS Storm. Today we are actually facing another Storm team, if you can believe that. This one is a Joco Storm. I believe we played them last year. And I'll tell you, I know you can hear the wind. I've done everything I can from the audio standpoint to try to muffle that down, but we're just going to have to deal today. Fantastic, though. We have a great picture, really. So hope it's coming through good for you guys, and we will see some good action here today. I believe the last time we played the Joco Storm, I think we won. Not handily, but I think we were in control a lot of the game. But here early spring, everybody's still a little rusty, and as with any game, it can go any which way. I am still waiting to find out whether or not we drew the home or away on this event. And doesn't look like the umpires have walked up just yet. So we are still a little ways off from start. Scheduled for a 10 o'clock start, it's actually 9:45. I know yesterday we started about 8 minutes early, so curious to see when we'll get going. But the boys are out on the field and moving around. And let me go ahead and take that little logo off there and see if we can't see a little bit more of the action there. You can see our boys out there just at the line between infield and outfield and the right field. Coach talking with the players about strategy and I'm sure focus. We did a pretty good job out in the field, only one error yesterday, and limited the TS Storm to just 3 runs. Unfortunately, one of those was on a throwing error, but all in all, not a bad performance. We didn't get the bats going significantly. I think only 3 or 4 hits on the day. A number of walks and hit by pitches. Matter of fact, Jacob Larson hit by a pitch twice yesterday. And so I think we had 3 different boys get hit. And so again, spring ball and everybody's still trying to dial it in. But saw some patience at the plate and saw some really good things with guys that are swinging away. You know, Harrison, Perkins in particular, really stroked the ball nice and ended up 0 for 2 on the day. Really got to be frustrating for a guy like that who put a nice stroke on a couple different balls. Just didn't go his way out in the field. But if he's still seeing the ball that well today and of course tomorrow in bracket play, the team will be, of course, the better for it. Let me take a look here. Oh. There we go. So, got the live stream up a little bit earlier today, and yesterday we had a couple of issues with the audio and me not pushing a button, so I want to get things up and running a little bit earlier today. And still not 100% set up. I will tell you, because of the wind, we're going to have a number of issues with our cameras today. The backstop here at field number 5, Frank White Sports Complex, the backstop in particular, waving like a son of a gun and kind of moving that center camera around. So I'll probably try to stay off of that one as much as possible. But when we need that larger overview of all the action on the field, we will go to that. So pitching-wise yesterday, Logan Peterson drew the start, pitched 3 innings, allowed 2 hits, only 1 run. It was an earned run, no walks though on the day, and coming down with 5 strikeouts. So a real strong performance by him. Only 45 pitches, and the vast majority which were strikes. And so he faced 11 batters on the day and did a fantastic job coming up with strikes when he needed them. And it was a really great start to that 2023 season for Logan. Coming in relief, we had Perkins and then also Larson. Perkins pitched in just 1 inning in total, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, had a couple of walks, but it did end up with a strikeout. I tell you what, he actually pitched pretty well too, because there were a couple of those walks that I thought there was at least one more strike on each of those batters. It's one of those things where you can't really argue the balls in strikes and whatnot. But I thought he had a really beautiful off speed that came in for a strike, or what I thought would have been a strike 2, and ultimately that at bat ended up in a walk. But then Jacob Larson coming in and making quick work. Faced 3 batters and no hits, no runs, and shut things out for us. Also ended up with 1 strikeout on the day, and so that was a great performance from him. I would imagine there's a possibility we may see him today, or we may see him again tomorrow. Only 9 pitches, so 3 batters, 9 pitches. You want to talk about efficiency? That's the picture of it, and a really great performance by him as well. Going through the lineup today, we're actually going to end up with the same lineup in the roster and in the batting order. Starting out with number 8, Reed Eckert. Number 3, Ryder Vota. Number 17, Jacob Larson. Number 14, Paul McClenny. Number 35, Logan Peterson. Number 28, Harrison Perkins. Number 27, Tucker Lee. Number 36, Austin Strength. And number 5, Brooks Carr. Followed by number 11, Evan Book, and rounding out the roster, number 9, Arlo Mai. And you guys may remember, if you were able to tune in yesterday, Arlo struggling with a little bit of an injury to his back. Happened here just a few weeks ago, and he's been working through it with some physical therapy and whatnot. So he will see some limited action today. And he looked good out at the plate, and I thought he did a pretty good job. Ended up 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI and a walk. So not a lot of time out in the field, but we're hoping that definitely we're going to be needing Arlo as this season kind of wears on. So wishing him a speedy recovery as he kind of deals with that. And you're going to see that throughout the season, where we have a number of kids that have small aches, pains, sprains, twists, bruising, sore arms, elbows, shoulders, all that kind of stuff. And so just kind of part of competitive athletics. And so let me see here. I'm looking through the box score from yesterday, and so again, not real strong on the batting side. Just a handful of hits. So it looked like Arlo ended up with 1, and then also Paul McClenny. He had an RBI single. Jacob Larson with an RBI, although it was a sacrifice. And then Reed Eckert 1 for 2 with an RBI, a walk, and a run. He had 2 stolen bases on the day, same as Tucker Lee. And Logan Peterson, while not the speediest guy on the team, I tell you what, he looked athletic. He had a great jump when he stole from first to second, and I thought he looked really good and athletic on that stolen base. Brooks Carr also with 1 bag to his name. So not a strong pitching performance by the TS Storm with quite a few walks. I'll tell you what, though, they were really fortunate because we ended up two of the innings where we left 3 guys on base. So, leaving a lot of runners stranded and not capitalizing off some of those opportunities. I think we could have had a larger margin of victory, but a win is a win nonetheless. And as pool play kind of rounds out, we'll see where we end up on the seeding for bracket play. As it stands today, right now, we are number 2 in pool play, and so 3 teams winning yesterday, and looked like it was EKC Black, and I believe it was one of the 643 teams, 643 Gray maybe. So imagine there will be a couple of teams that will have a couple of games today. So still a lot of baseball here yet to go, and of course, as we're looking at these bracket seeds for tomorrow, we're going to have 2 games that will be at 8 a.m. and 2 games that will be at 10, and depending on where we end up in the seed, we'll determine at what point we start for tomorrow. So umpires now joining us on the field, and I imagine gameplay will resume here shortly. Only seeing 1 umpire right now, so I know there's been a number of umpire shortages all across the metro area, and so be curious to see if we end up with a second field umpire or not. Hope so. So telling you again, looking at that batting order, and again, we're still waiting on the home and away decision. So once we get that going, we will see. It does look like Tucker Lee is going to be up on the bump today to start us off here for today's gameplay. And once again, that is out in Lee's Summit in the Frank White Sports Complex. So umpires meeting now concluded, and looks like gameplay will begin here soon as Coach Josh Carr confers about something. Imagine with the gameplay rules with the home plate umpire. And looks like Coach Brady, Coach Max over there talking with the boys. Everybody's kind of jumping around trying to stay warm and excited to get ready to play. I'll tell you what, I know there was a lot of excitement in the dugout prior to the game start yesterday, and I imagine that enthusiasm continues today. Boys worked really hard all summer long, or all winter long rather, and really excited to get things started. Give me just one moment here, folks. So as is often the case, a spectator coming by and thinking I work for the complex, asking where the team out of Pittsburgh, Kansas is playing today. Couldn't tell you, but wish them luck in their tourney.
Man, you sound really good on YouTube. You sound good, brother.
All right. So one of the Storm fans coming by and complimenting the live stream. So I will tell you guys, if you are watching online, appreciate a like on our video once you're done viewing, or maybe while you're viewing. That's oftentimes the easiest. But if you're enjoying it at home, definitely stream and cast that to your home TV. That is the best viewing way, and certainly you can watch it from a tablet or any mobile device. But casting it up to a TV, man, that gives you a great picture. So it does look like we drew the home billing for today, which is fantastic, and the boys are taking the field and prepared to start warming up. Tucker with a hard pitch and errant off of his first throw. So it is cold, cold, cold today, folks. And I'm telling you what, I can barely feel my fingers. I would not want to be pitching today. You really got to have dexterity in those fingers and whatnot. Errant throw coming from the catcher and back into the field. So I think all the boys experiencing that frigid cold air. So nice looking pitch there. And let's see where things are lining out. Looks like we are starting with Arlo Mai out at third base. Paul McClinney behind the dish. Ryder Votah over at short. And looks like Jacob Larson today starting out at second. And Logan Peterson starting for us at first. Out there in, my goodness, I'm going to have to get those. Starting out in left field is going to be Harrison Perkins. And then looks like Reed Eckert in center field and possibly Evan Book over there in right. So looks like we are just about all set and ready to go here. I unfortunately did not get a lineup from the Johnson County Storm. I'll see if we can't get that here a little bit later in the game. Definitely helps us see a little bit more about what's going on. Let's switch our view here to where it's not quite as shaky. So one pitch, line drive over to short. Ryder Votah coming up with that ball, and great efficiency there. One pitch, one out. And I'll tell you what, that is a way to start. Wild pitch, this one just behind the batter. And so now an 0-1 count. That hit the ground first. What'd he say? I don't think so. All right, so hit by pitch for batter number 2. I thought it looked like it hit the ground first. Home plate umpire said it hit his foot first. So pitch high and inside, and back pick over there at first by Paul. Runner back safely. And now we're throwing the ball away, and runner is able to make his way over to second. So we saw that a couple of times yesterday in yesterday's gameplay, and that is something that we as a team are going to have to buckle down on as the season progresses. But season starts now, so we got to get those things going. High pop fly, this one right side. And I don't know if he lost it in the sun, but that one should have been a can of corn. And the batter will reach on air. So no luck there starting out. One pitch, one out, and then since then, a couple of errors leading to some runners on base. And I take that back, just one error. So we had the hit by pitch, and then the error out there in right field. High pop fly, really back to the sun. Should have come up with that one. So pitch coming across the plate there, and doesn't look like the batter was quite ready. Home plate umpire said that there was timeout, so sent that runner from first base back over to first after the steal. Runner goes, throw goes down, and a run will score based off of another throwing error. So a couple of errors here in the early go, and that is not in Mac N Seitz' favor. No doubt, boys have to be frustrated about that start. So 2-0 count now. Just one down, runner on second. And a strike call outside corner. Fastball coming in, and I haven't been paying too close attention to the speeds coming in. I got to imagine they've got to be a little bit reduced based off of this cold. Paul with a good dig there. Now 3-1 count. Ball 4, batter will earn his base, and so that'll put 2 on. Runners on first and second. Strike call, runners go, and throw is not down in time. Both runners will advance. So we talked about this quite a bit in fall, and that is just the statistical category of a first pitch strike, wildly swinging that in the favor of the pitcher, and so we'll see where this batter ends up. High fly ball, left field, and misread, another error. So this one over Harrison Perkins' head. 2 runs will score, and a stand-up double. So 2 fly balls that should have easily been caught, and definitely were not. So Joco getting out to an early lead, 3-0. Harrison just completely misread that. He stood completely still, watched the ball, tracked it, and then at the last moment started to try to back up, but by then it was far too late. And now another strike. So Tucker finding the zone here early, did end up with 1 walk, but throwing strikes and getting the playable balls out in the field. Nice off speed there for an 0-2 count. And it looks like that one might have hit Paul McClenny in a really uncomfortable spot. Folks, my apologies. I'm trying to do too many things all here at once, and I did not switch your camera view. But we are going to take just a small moment here for Paul as he tries to gain his breath. So some of those self-inflicted harm situations with a number of errors here in the early going. So error now to the right fielder, error to the left fielder. Looked like there was an infield error as well on an overthrow back from first to the pitcher that equated to an additional base. And so then we also had a throw down to second on a steal, and that went awry as well. That resulted in a run. So at least 4 errors. I'll have to pull up my game changer account here and see where we're at, but number of errors here in top of the first, and not the way you want to get things started. We'll see if our Mac N Seitz boys can kind of turn things around. Looks like Paul manning up, and so Paul definitely still on the hurting bus there, but doing his best to kind of get up. He typically moves laterally, left and right, really well. That ball kind of down and kind of glancing off the glove, getting away, but runner is unable to advance. Strike 3 on a nasty slider, and that'll be out number 2. Mac N Seitz still trying to get out of this doggone inning, so runner on third and in scoring position. That one missing just inside. And I don't know if my pocket radar is working here. Let me take a look. Strike right across the plate. That one coming in, 64. So 1-1 count. Sun climbing higher in the sky and starting to warm things up here just a touch, but not enough to make a discernible difference just yet. Pitch well inside. That one gets by the catcher, but short backstop and benefit to Mac N Seitz on this particular play. So Tucker Lee working with Bulls and Strikes for pitching lessons up there in Kearney, Missouri. Seen some good increases to some of his control and speed, and not quite seeing it here in the early go. But again, these frigid temperatures certainly making a difference there. All right, so now Tucker earning his way back to a full count and looking to get out of this top inning. Nice slider, this one up the middle. Ryder Votaw, and another error. Another error, doggone it. I'll tell you what, there isn't anything going in Mac N Seitz' favor this morning. Now 4-0. Should have been an easy routine ball, but again, you know, it's early in the season and early in the morning after a late night last night. Swing and a miss as fastball blows by him. So these guys obviously feeling and looking a little unsettled, uncomfortable. Runner goes, throw down to third, well off the mark, and he is up easily. So Paul, after a nice throw out in last night's game, has an opportunity on a couple of throws here, and nothing going our way. So now 1-1 count. That backstop camera just waving like a son of a gun. Ball in play, over to second. And Jacob Larson, in routine fashion, takes care of that for out number 3. So thankfully, Mac N Seitz get out of that top of the first inning, and didn't know if we were ever going to get out of it. Error after error is the story of the day so far, and let's see if our boys can turn it around, maybe get something going on the hitting end for ourselves. We will start with Reed Eckert, Ryder Votaw, followed by Jacob Larson in the 3-hole. So certainly not the way we would have liked to have seen things start, but a lot of game here yet to play. And we saw that yesterday with the TS Storm coming back on us kind of late in the game. So you have to complete these innings, you have to complete the game before it's all said and done. So still a lot of baseball here yet to go. I got to tell you, though, I am thankful that the sun is getting a little bit higher in the sky and starting to warm things up. I think the wind is supposed to start dying down about 10. So here we are just 10 minutes after the hour, and looks like the wind is starting to abate somewhat. And just as our boys having to deal with the cold and throwing and catching, so on and so forth, this Joco Storm team having to do the same as well. So we'll see how they handle the field and see if we can't get some bats going. Again, Reed Eckert, I think, going 1 for 2 on the day yesterday, so not a bad day at the plate. RBI, a walk, also scored a run and a couple stolen bases, so not too bad in that leadoff role. One of the smaller guys from a stature standpoint on the team, but as with all sports, as the ages increase and whatnot, the athleticism really kind of carrying people through. So guys of all shapes and sizes having good success in a number of different sports, but in particular baseball. So again, last time we faced this Joco Storm team, we did pull out the dub, and got to hold out some hope here that we can get things going in bottom of the first. Ball to start. Called strike on that one. Now 1-1 count. Ball high and inside. That one coming in 50 miles an hour. I got to think that the pocket radar may be a little bit off. Maybe need to adjust the side picture on it. Ball in play. Nope. Down the left field line. That one goes fair. That'll make the count now 2-2. So pocket radar is supposed to be good up to 120 feet. Definitely not quite there. That ball well outside. And Reed Eckert now on a full count. Ball 4, and he'll take his base. Don't worry about the pocket radar for now. Just leave it for now. I'm just not sure how accurate it is, and I'm always trying to find a good placement for it. Each diamond is a little bit different. Throw over to first. That gets by, and Reed Eckert will make his way over to second, standing up. So the first throwing error for the Joco Storm, and errors have been the name of the game today. Ball inside. That one gets away from the catcher, but oh. All right, folks. So ball caroms off the catcher's glove, and catcher athletically getting up and making a throw down to third as Reed was sliding into third, and ball kind of just beamed him pretty good. So he will be safe out at third, and going to need just a moment here to collect himself and try and walk it off. But certainly in this cold weather, anytime you get hit by a well hard-thrown ball, man, that's not going to feel good. And I'm sure that Reed is going to be just fine as he continues to try to walk that off. And pitch, throwing some catch with second base, trying to keep his arm warm. So a couple of errors end up in Reed making his way over to third. So again, I think we had 4 or 5 errors in our first half inning. Now Joco starting out with 2 errors on their side. Well hit ball, right side, high in the sky. And that one gets by the right fielder. That's rolling to the fence. Center fielder with the backup. Throw over to second. And up for an RBI double. So fantastic job by Ryder Vota there. Jacob Larson now at the plate. And this one high and inside, buzzing the tower. Got a couple of good-sized kids on the Mac N Seitz crew, Jacob Larson being one. Logan, Tucker, a couple others. Jacob with a swing and miss on that one. Active with the bat yesterday, and I got to tell you, this is one of the things I like about Jacob. Not really looking to draw those walks. He's looking to put that ball in play and move things around. So gets a called strike on an off speed there. Nice pitch. And a swing and a miss, and they got him. But Joco Storm not needing to throw down to first. Go ahead and do that, and then Ryder using good use of those legs and making his way over to third. So I don't know if you chalk that up as an error, but in my book, I guess I would. Score 4-1. Runner on third. Bottom of the first. Just one down. Big swing and a miss. That was high and inside. Probably an ill-advised swing, but Paul McClenny leading statistically in almost every hitting category this past fall. Active at the plate as he was yesterday too. Ended up with a couple of strikeouts, but also had an RBI single. Now on an 0-2 count as he fouls that one left side. So a little bit of an off speed, and Paul was definitely pretty early on that one. Need to sit just a little bit further. Votaw with a good lead at third. Nothing outrageous. High and inside, and Catch looking as if he wanted to back pick over third, but Ryder wasn't near far enough off the base to warrant the throw, and that makes its way back over to pitch. High and outside, that'll even up the count. Well outside. Paul earns his way back to a full count. And you got to imagine he's looking for a good pitch right here. And good golly, I really need an assistant. I'm not doing a good job of keeping the score, doing the video switching, and commentating. And they got Paul swinging on a strike 3 call. So 3 strikeouts here early in the season, 2023. But we know Paul's gonna dial that in as the season kind of wears on. That's gonna bring up number 3-5, Logan Peterson, to the plate. Logan doing so well on the hill last night. Not terrible behind the plate. Ended up, I believe, 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. So some control issues here to start. A lot of back and forth between well inside, well outside, and then some across the plate. And you got to just wonder, man, how is the cold affecting the pitch grip, the release of that ball off of the fingertips with another wild pitch there. And Ryder stays over at third. So Catch looking like he's got a good arm. Ryder not getting well off of third, and so probably a good choice in not trying to make his way home with the short backstop. That one well outside, and Logan not having anything to hit just yet. Puts this one in play. This is over to short. Play over at first, and that will end the half inning. Not before Mac N Seitz put 1 on the board. And still a somewhat of a close matchup so far. So 4-1. Top of the second, you got to think these boys are starting to get somewhat warmed up, and maybe we'll have a little bit of a better fielding effort here in the top of the second. That was one of the things that really impressed me with the team overall. So newly formed for the most part this past fall, and a lot of these guys new to the team and whatnot, but really a great job fielding last year. So even more so than the bats, and so to see them with so many errors in that first inning, really uncharacteristic of their gameplay thus far. So. So talked to Odie Saxon here earlier. He has joined us at the ball field, unable to play with us as he is a high school freshman and playing for the high school team. He'll join us here a little bit later in the live stream, kind of talk about his experience playing up there at the high school level. And that will be a fun one to have on. So looks like we are all set and ready to go here, top of the second. High and inside for ball number 1. And folks, I forgot I had coffee over here. My goodness, what kind of fool am I in this cold weather not to be drinking my coffee? Oh, a bit of an overthrow right there, and that'll be ball 2. All right, that one missing just high for a 3-0 count. And Tucker not finding the zone here early in top of the second. Battling back here with strike on the inside. And Paul with another errant throw down. Tucker showing some frustration. Now, that's one of those things that as you look back and watch videos and stuff like that, when you start to see, some negative nonverbals, you got to wonder what's going on in between the ears and all that. Baseball is one of those sports where, resiliency is so key. And Tucker doing a good job battling back there to a full count. Nice fastball. And a wicked slider right there. Tucker with strikeout number 2 on the day. So talking about that resiliency, Tucker battling back from a 3-0 count to earn a strikeout. Starts with the slider down in the dirt there, and that one bounces up off the turf. Paul always doing such a great job keeping that ball right in front of him. Takes that one off the chest plate and not rolling far away. And a good fastball outside corner. That'll even the count up 1-1. So I said it earlier, Tucker's been working with Craig Bowles over there at Bowles and Strikes in Kearney. Does pitching lessons and really focuses on movement, athleticism, and things like that. We've seen definitely some explosiveness increases, but Tucker is eager to continue working with him out there. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to meet Craig, he's a good guy, a physical therapist by trade, and Tucker's had arm pain in the past, and now Paul with another sloppy throw over to pitch. Yeah, I think Paul's hands are cold just like everybody else's. Right down the pipe. That one, line drive right side. That's going to get by the outfielder. Bounces off the fence, and he only ends up with a single as the ball gets back in quickly. So hard hit, a little bit late on the swing, but a nice line drive, and Joco Storm with a runner on first. So 1 down. And oh, there you go, wind dying down. A little bit of an overthrow there. Runner goes. Paul's making a throw down. And the runner is making it in time. So all my cameras getting hit up today, and the wind is being unkind. Ball in play right over to third. Arlo Mai, easy play over at first. Runner will make his way over to third after the throw. So 2 down now. Still a 4-1 game. And Mac N Seitz looking to get out of this top of the second without any further damage done. Yeah, so about half these pitches not reading, and my wife offering to move the pocket radar, but she's bundled up in her parka right now. I'm gonna let her enjoy the warmth that's bringing. Now 2-0 count as the wind picks back up. Finding that outside corner a number of times here today, so interesting to see how he'll work this in and out, up and down. And a wild pitch. That one behind the batter, now 3-1 count. And that one missing just inside for ball number 4. That'll put runners on the corners. But 2 down here. Again, no damage is done yet. Got to think focus here is going to be on the hitter. Runner goes. Fly ball, center field. And that one's tracked down for out number 3. So Mac N Seitz getting out of that inning without any other runs scored. And I tell you what, man, the boys are really just unsettled, not looking themselves today. Half the team didn't even realize that was out number 3. And that is not what you want to see. You got to have your head in the game, understanding what the context is. And it's funny, I was talking with Delana just yesterday, and she's like, well, you know what? There really should be a scoreboard. So these guys can, when they're out in the field, looking back at the scoreboard to see, you know, what the count is, how many outs there are, so on and so forth. But, you know, I'm not hearing a lot of chatter out on the field. Usually when teams are kind of dialed in, you'll hear them calling it out. Hey, we got 1 down, we got 2 down, you know, plays at first and things like that. And so not seeing a lot of that chatter, a lot of that talk that you really like to see from teams that just seem like they've got it together and they know what's going on. So, but nonetheless, getting out of that half inning, I'm going to take a small pause here, and I'm going to try to adjust a couple of these cameras as they're getting bumped around pretty good.
Well, he made a small adjustment on that, and I thought I'd come join you so I could wear the headset and keep my ears warm.
Well, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll tell you what is going on here. I feel like I got a lot of feedback in here, but I guess it's maybe just the wind.
I think it's the wind. It's probably me.
I'm going to turn your gain down just a hair. There we go.
Yeah, I sound really loud. in the headset. Oh, hit
Yeah,
by
he did.
pitch. Harrison takes first base. I got your back on this. I got your back.
All right, so leadoff batter making his way to first base on a hit by pitch. And our boys continue to get beat up.
Let's hope 2-7 can bat him around.
Yeah, so 2-7 up here looking to help himself out. Hard hit ball. That one goes foul.
Made contact, though. That's good. That's good.
So that one right down the line. So Tucker with only 2 at-bats on the day yesterday, going 0 for 1, drawing a walk, had a couple of stolen bases, and did score a run. That ball well inside. That'll even up the count. Now 1-1. Swing and a miss. Harrison makes his way down to second base. And so now 1-2 count. All right, ball well outside, and so pitch continues to work things out and in, and then every once in a while coming across the plate.
Yep.
That ball high, and Tucker battling his way back to a full count. Down early in the count. Harrison with just a pretty moderate lead out at second. And Tucker draws ball number 4.
I know he's just dying to swing the bat and hit the ball. And he's like, okay, I'll take the walk, but you could see his body language was like, oh, okay, fine.
Joco Storm coach calling for a timeout and has a little mound visit here. As we saw quite often yesterday, that TS Storm team, my goodness, I think they had to have had at least 6 mound visits yesterday. So not near that much today, and
they don't have mound visit limits in 14U like they do in Major League.
You know, it depends on the tournament, I think, and I'd have to go back in and look at the USSSA rules on that, but possibly not. So a better lead out at second now. Showing bunt.
Oh.
And Harrison makes his way down to third. So really fantastic lead there, and I don't know if Tucker was not on the steal call, or maybe he missed the
maybe he was
the sign.
sleeping at the wheel. He was sleeping over there at first base for a second.
So runners now on the corners, nobody down. 1 count, and a throw over to third.
We were up till after midnight by the time we got home from the game, so he could be tired like the rest of these kiddos.
Well, and maybe
and the parents.
No doubt the parents for sure.
Oh.
Ball in play. This one up the middle.
Tucker
making his way to second.
He slid that. It's a little early
And an
there.
RBI single for Austin Strength.
Nice. We scored a run. We've cut their lead in half. That's all that matters. That's good stuff right there.
Ball in play, right up
Oh.
the middle. Pitch
Dropped.
knocks that one down. He'll throw over to first for the easy out, but runners will advance. And so Brooks Carr doing his job and moving the runners around. We'll have 2 in scoring position.
Looks like Tucker got something in his eyeball over here. He slid into third, and maybe some shreds of turf popped into his eye, or it could be the 45 to 50 mile per hour winds and some dust.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, the black rubber chit
Yeah.
stuff that they put here in the turf. Maybe some of that flew up at him as he was sliding into third. But that is going
Coach is checking his eyeball. Sorry, didn't mean to talk over you.
You're good. You're good. Looks like that's going to bring Evan Book up to the plate, and play is going to resume even as Coach Brady continues to look at Tuck. Ball up. And man, I really wonder where we would be at game-wise had we not had, that breakdown of fielding in that top of the first. But still a close game here, and Mac N Seitz making some moves.
Making some gains. That's right.
That's right.
It's very cold and very miserable out here, and so these boys they'll get warmed up here in a little bit. They're starting to gel a little bit more. So
yeah, you got to think. I mean, come June, they'll be just
melting.
Fine.
They'll be melting by June, and we'll all be melting. And that's the part of baseball you just got to accept, right? You can control a lot of things, but you can't control the weather. So just got to live with it.
No doubt about it. Feast or famine. And that's going to be ball number 4 for Evan Book, and he'll earn his base.
And we've loaded up the bases, and now we have the
Arlo Mai
up, who somehow always seems to get the bat on the ball.
He's definitely one of the team's better hitters. Batting here at the bottom of the lineup based off of that injury he sustained here a couple of weeks back.
He's the cleanup guy, though, right now. He's cleanup. He's going to clear the bases here in just a minute.
That would be nice. He had not a bad day at the plate yesterday, going 1 for 1 with an RBI and a walk. So batting towards the end of the lineup, not getting as many ABs, but capitalizing when he did. And so earning a couple of balls here early in the pitch count. Hard hit. This one over to third. Third baseman flubs it. He's still going to make a throw.
Safe
And an errant throw over at first. Runners continue to round. Arlo goes to second. Another run across the plate. And boys tie the game up on a 2 RBI, kind of a reach on air by Arlo, but so important to put the ball in play. Arlo doing his job.
What did I say? Was I right? I called it.
No doubt about it. So Mac N Seitz now showing some life and tying the game up. Still 2 runners on and just 1 down. Looking to capitalize maybe on this home.
Arlo's such a fun baseball player to watch because he does all the little things, He's always sprinting to his position. He's always cheering everybody on. He's just on the whole game, constantly thinking about what he's got to do next, and he's always fun to watch at the plate too.
And full of personality too. He's
funny.
He's a little bit of a jokester there in the dugout sometimes, and definitely an enjoy to watch. And it's Reed Eckert puts a nice hit out to right field. That's going to be an RBI single.
Oppo. No, wait. Is that an Oppo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's an Oppo taco
yes,
right there.
Indeed.
I second guessed it first.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I overthought that.
So Reed with an RBI single that puts Mac N Seitz out front, now 5-4. Pass ball, and Reed Eckert will make his way over to second, and Ryder now with a 1-0 count. Ball high and in. This coming from fall baseball where Ryder was all hair, don't care. Gets his ears lowered and almost didn't recognize him at first.
Oh my gosh.
Another pass ball. Runners stay put. So Ryder with nothing to hit at this at-bat so far. We'll see where this one ends up. Ball 4, so 4 pitches, 4 balls, and the Joco Storm coach has seen enough. He is going to make a pitching change, calling in the center fielder. And some encouraging words out to pitch as he's listening about his performance there. I'm sure not happy with how things go, but such is baseball, and there's always another day to play.
Game changers not updating the score. For some reason, I'm running to the restroom.
All right, so as we have a pitching change here at the current moment, I'm going to take a quick moment here and give a nod out to some of our sponsors. So this first year that we've had sponsors for our our online streaming, and I tell you what, it's been a big difference for all these guys who are training year round and playing a ton of tournaments. Looks like we will be traveling out to Lincoln at some point later this year, and we're able to do that due to some of our sponsors. Platinum sponsor for this year is Van Horn Land and Cattle. A couple of silver sponsors with the folks out at Village Pediatrics and Sally's Propane, and then Reeve Roofing coming in and really helping us out as well. So big shout out to all those sponsors. In particular, I want to just talk a little bit about the team out at Village Pediatrics. So specializing in comprehensive services for children from birth through adolescence, they continue their support and care of the community through their services, and also here by supporting the young men at Mac N Seitz. So if you're looking for a pediatrician, we definitely recommend you check them out. That's Village Pediatrics, where children come first. So really appreciate their donations and support. It's incredibly expensive for folks that aren't in the know and what these youth baseball players are doing. I mean, look at these fields and accommodations that that we have. Nothing like back when I was playing. So beautiful turf field here at Frank White Sports Complex. That's newly updated from last year. Joco Storm pitcher, was center fielder coming in to take things over on the bump, and that's just a kind of an uncomfortable position to come into. You got your bases loaded, just one down, and now down one run. So you got to think he's coming into a bit of a pressure cooker, and we'll see how he responds as he's coming up with his last couple of pitches on his warm-up. So umpire indicates just 2 more remaining. And the wind keeps kind of ebbing and flowing. I guess maybe I'm just too hopeful that it's just going to go away, but I don't think it's going to go away today. Umpire is all set, and we are ready to resume play. Jacob Larson now up at the plate. Big swing and a miss right there. That one just outside. Talked about it earlier, but Jacob had a sacrifice RBI yesterday. Walk and a couple of hit by pitches. So have to talk to him here after the game, see how his body's holding up. Nice line drive. This one center field. That one gets down. That's going to be an RBI single for Jacob Larson. Mac N Seitz improves their lead now 6-4. And a good piece of hitting by Jacob, patiently waiting for something to come across the plate. That's going to bring up Paul McClinney. Paul's right on that one, sends it down the left field line.
It's so incredibly cold out. I'm miserable.
So Paul chasing one upstairs, and he's down in the count now, 0-2. That's 2 at-bats back-to-back where he gets down early. And talking about that frigid cold, I thought I was sitting on a couple of blocks of ice, but those just turned out those are just my legs.
Those are just your legs, yeah.
Foul ball. Oh, no, that a little chopper back to pitch. Great throw home, and
Good play, pitch. Way to go, catch.
Heads up play there. They got the lead runner out.
so fielder's choice. That'll make it 2 down. I thought we were going to have a little bit of a chance there, but Pitch did a great job scooping that ball up and with an off-balance throw to home plate, making it ahead of, I believe that was Reed Eckert. This one down in the dirt. Catch loses it just momentarily, but did a great job blocking, and the ball stayed right where you'd want him to. But I think maybe he thought that it had rolled past him.
We've got 12 viewers right now, Robert, watching on YouTube. So I think we've got a few Joco Storm viewers watching. So welcome.
No doubt, always good to have everybody. And if you haven't already, we appreciate a like on the video. We'll put a lot of energy and effort into it. Kind of lets us know that folks are out there viewing it. And you can also let your players know they can come back to our YouTube channel at any point in time and watch those games. Maybe they're at bats or some particular play that they're interested in and watching back at a later time. So now I believe a 3-0 count, or is it a 2-0?
You're asking the wrong lady.
Per usual, and that was 3-0. So Logan Peterson drawing another walk.
Per usual.
And that
hurts. I was looking at our YouTube feed to see if everything was going correctly. So.
Well, I tell you, I could use the technical support.
Will you? I'm gonna quit.
I've got a lot going on here.
Oh my gosh.
So Mac N Seitz improving the margin, 7-4.
That was a close miss there on that pitch. It was just a little low. Came right across the plate though. Looked good. Foul out.
Now 1-1 count to Harrison Perkins.
It's so cold out here. We don't have little kids racing to catch the foul balls that leave the ballpark. That's how cold it is, folks. The little kids are like, forget it. I'm not moving.
So talked about this earlier with Harrison and putting the bat on the ball really well yesterday, just seeing things well. Had a couple of nice strokes, and they didn't end up into hits, but
full.
Hoping that he can keep things kind of going and finding an opportunity here for an RBI. So we got 3 runners on, not wanting to leave people stranded on base.
There you go.
Hard hit.
Nice.
This one's going to be in between the first and second baseman. Run will score. Looks like the coach sends him, and we're going to have 2 runs score. That's going to be a 2 RBI single
nice
for Harrison
hit
Perkins.
For Harrison. Good job. Have we made it all the way around in the batting lineup? Because I'm seeing my son bat again in this inning, right? Same inning?
So Tucker Lee up at the plate. Runner goes uncontested, and he will make his way out to second. Harrison with good speed. And a 1-0 count to start for Tucker Lee.
I had to go to the restroom and use the air hand dryer. Oh, nice.
Nice rip right up the middle.
Yes.
This one is going to be an RBI single. Looks like 2 RBIs.
Go, go, go. He's stealing second. Oh, get down. He's there. Nice. Heads up base running right there. He saw them throw it to home, and he stole second.
So back-to-back 2 RBI singles, and Mac N Seitz really kind of pouring it on now, 11-4. And then Tucker paying attention to where the throw going home and is able to make his way out to second base. Austin Strink takes his strike for his first pitch. And I think talking to Coach Brady, maybe exhibiting some displeasure in the call. I don't know.
It looked like a strike to me.
Yeah, it looked down the plate. High fly ball, right side. There was trouble there yet earlier.
Oh, did he catch that?
Oh, and a
nice
diving catch. But Tucker.
Good job, Tucker.
Tagging up.
Throw it to second base. Oh, here's the
Oh, he didn't catch it. That's how.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. Now we're starting to understand what's going on. So depending on your viewing angle when you're out here at the ball field, it can be tough to see exactly what happens. But the right fielder held his glove up with the ball, acting as if he had caught it. But field umpire joining us, and he was right on the call there. Sorry, folks, I'm getting a little bit distracted. There was a balk called, and field umpire now explaining to the pitch what he did wrong. Brooks Carr up at the plate, runner on second.
Nice looking pitch.
Fastball outside. Corner.
Outside corner
For the strike, right?
for the strike. Oh. Strike 2.
Swing and a miss, chasing that one high and outside. You know, Brooks is another one of those kids that seems to always be very positive as well.
Protected the plate on that swing. Yeah, he's this is a great group of kiddos on this team. They're all super nice and polite. You know,
Well, as we move
parents have done well.
as we're moving into this 14U, they're not so little anymore.
I know, I can't even stand it. And Tucker's almost 6 inches taller than me now, and I swear it happened like overnight. Yeah.
And
Good
strike 3 call on Brooks.
Got him.
That will end the half inning, but not before the damage was done.
Yeah.
Mac N Seitz improved the score 12-4, and now we got to see if can they maintain here and shut things down. So it looks like they're moving away from Tucker Lee on the bump, and they're bringing Logan Peterson out.
They are bringing Logan out.
Well, they sure are. I don't know if Logan's maybe not joining us tomorrow, or I would have expected them to.
Maybe he gets 9 innings.
Well, I think from an inning standpoint, he's fine.
Yep.
I just wonder from a pitch count standpoint, like, I mean, 40-some pitches yesterday, and then now pitching again here today. That's I'm sure that we will see what the strategy is, and Coach Brady, Coach Max pitched in college, so I know they look after these boys and take care of them.
And talk about positive. Both of those are, well, all 3 of our coaches, Max, Brady, and Josh, they're all super positive guys. And
so Logan pitching, not necessarily lights out yesterday, but definitely a strong performance on the hill.
absolutely.
Yesterday with 5 strikeouts, 3 innings pitched, and I think he ended up with 1 earned run, so not a bad performance at all. So some good action on a warm-up slider there. So defensively, let's see where we're at here. We've got Arlo Mai out at third, Ryder Vota short, Jacob Larson at first. Looks like Austin Strength at second. And
Harrison at left.
Harrison in left. Reed Eckert in center. And
Jacob.
Evan,
we already said first.
Evan Book out there in
Evan,
right field.
Yeah. And we've got Paul
McClenny behind the dish.
behind the dish. And we've got Robert and Delana behind home plate, freezing, along with all the other folks out here. They said wind was supposed to die down at 10. They were wrong. They lied.
Well, as long as it doesn't increase, I'm not going to complain.
Oh, look at you being positive. Ugh. At least we didn't get tornadoes and hail and all the other terrible weather that happened across a big swath of the country yesterday. There was some pretty damaging stuff that happened.
No doubt about it.
I have some family in Little Rock, so that was not good yesterday. Great pitch. Great first pitch. First pitch strike?
First pitch strike. Talked about that earlier when Tucker was on the bump, and statistically huge advantage to the pitcher when you start out with the strike. That one coming in high, 1-1 count. So top of just the third. So that was an extra long half inning.
Yes. We scored 11 runs in that inning. No, not 10 runs because we came in 4-2 or 4-1.
Yep, 4-1. Started that half inning at 4-1.
Yeah, 11 runs. Strike.
So Logan evens the count up with a nice fastball. And now full count. Logan from the windup takes a breath. All set. And a ball high. And Joco with a leadoff walk. You got to think with our performance in that first top half inning, this game's, even though we have a good margin and a good little breath here, it may not be as much as we think. So
that's right.
Let's see if our boys can do what they normally do, which is field really well. So. Ball high. That one gets away from Paul just a little bit as the Joco runner makes his way over to second uncontested. Anything interesting?
I was watching the replay of my son's 2 RBI single or double to right field. If I'm being honest, I just wanted to see what the clip looked like. I have to send it to Nanny and Poppy because they're not watching the game right now. So, you know.
What the heck, Nanny and Poppy?
I know. Well,
they can watch it back on YouTube in its entirety later on today.
I mean, if they have absolutely nothing else to do, they could definitely.
No.
Actually, Nanny said she was going to watch the game after she got home.
That's what they get to do.
Yes. Yes. It's yes. Of course. Of course. We'll take that. We'll take that.
Chases one outside, and that'll bring it to a full count now. Joco runner on second. Nobody down here, top of the third. So an open stance. Seeing that more and more here in some youth play. Takes a ball high. And 2 walks here to start top of the third inning. Coach Max decides he wants a short mound visit. Wants to confer with Logan.
What's Coach saying to him right now?
Throw strikes, buddy. Throw strikes.
Throw strikes. Here's a pro tip. Throw some strikes.
And you never know. Max pitched in college, and he may have seen something mechanically that
yeah, probably.
He's given him some encouragement on. Big swing and a miss. Chasing that one high.
That's what you want to see after a mound visit, right?
A strike. No doubt about it.
Even though that wasn't a strike pitch.
He helped him out. And sometimes that's all it takes to get you back on track.
That's right. And
chases another one high. So no 2 count. Kind of from one perspective, you like the aggressiveness, but you want him to hold back on those ones that are out of the strike zone.
Yep.
This ball gets away from Paul McClinney. Runners will advance. And now 2 runners in scoring position, so nobody down. See what Mac N Seitz can do here. Logan up early, 0-2 count. Ooh, Paul gets up, snags that one. Saving a wild pitch, but a 1-2 count now. Oh, 3-2. I'm behind on the count.
That had a lot of movement, that pitch did. Just didn't land.
I keep putting my glove on and realize I can't use my electronics with these gloves. Batter fouls that one back, and hats off to him. He's kind of battled back from being down early in the count.
I'm happy to take those gloves literally off your hands.
I think you're doing okay. You got them stuffed inside that parka. You'd be good in Alaska. Oh. Ball in play. This one over to short. Ryder plays that one well.
Nice play. Good job, Ryder.
And so a sacrifice. A run does come across.
He scooped it up in Bobby Witt Jr. style and zipped it over to first base. They'll have a bobblehead for him someday. You watch.
So score now 12-5. Another base hit. This one over to left field. And another run will come across.
That was a nice hit.
Yep, he was definitely sitting on that one. He was ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
Logan now from the stretch. Oh, man. You got to think Paul would have had him on that one had he transferred the ball cleanly. Pitch came in high. Paul was right up on it, and, man, I know he was looking to gun that runner down because he would have had him. It was not a great jump. And Logan struggling to find the zone here.
How many outs do we have?
We got one down. Nice play by Ryder Votaw over there at short. Joco runner on second. Top of the third. 6-12. Fly ball or pop up, and that one is out of play left side.
Endangering the lives of the Joco Storm fandom over there, but looks like all is well.
So really pretty good turnout parent-wise from both teams today. Figure with this cold weather, maybe you're leaving some of the siblings and extras back at home.
Yes, our youngest is sitting inside of his weather pod and hasn't probably looked up.
High fly ball, center field. This one should be a can of corn, and indeed, that's going to be out number 2.
A can of corn. That's the second time I've heard that saying in the last 2 days. In my whole life.
Well, you stick around. We'll see what else we can color this up with. But
he's starting to find his zone. That's several strikes in a row.
There you go. Foul down that left line. It's a lot of movement in the microphone. No, don't move it again. Foul tip. That's going to be an 0-2 count. We'll see if Logan can put him away. So Logan with 5 strikeouts yesterday. Batter calling for time. Didn't get it. This is going to be in play. Back over to Ryder Votaw. And a nice job.
Nice replay there. I feel like that was a replay. Great job, Ryder.
So again, now Mac N Seitz kind of starting to get back to some better fielding action. Would have liked to have seen that over there in the first inning, but you know what?
They're starting to thaw out, Robert.
We're well in hand out here, the 12-6 lead.
I'm not thawing out, but I'm also not playing baseball. I'm still very cold.
I don't know, the Joco pitcher right now looks like he's getting ready to go to a convenience store.
He's smart. He's going to stay warm.
So I think he's still feeling cold. But you got to think the boys and the energy in the dugout there has got to be a little bit better than it was in that first inning. So guys are up, walking around, talking, and they got some music going.
Yeah, well, what you probably didn't hear is we've got one of our dads playing like awesome little sound effects when there's a big hit. And on one of them it was da 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 da, and then a bunch of cheering. It was awesome.
Well, that's what I'm wanting to do with this, because that's why I actually got this little thing, because I've got some of that stuff lined up on our Spotify account.
If you guys could see all of the equipment that he's sitting in front of, I think one of the Joco Storm people said, "Is that ESPN Plus?" And I'm like, it's close. It's close.
Well, if we get up to 50 subscribers, maybe we can start charging.
Don't hold your breath, Robert.
I tell you what, man, the prior season we had 73 subscribers, so I thought we were going to get up there, but it is what it is. But if you guys are joining us and watching from home, don't forget to give us a like, and appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Once we get to 50 subscribers, it's much easier to stream and don't have to go through some of the same protocol.
Corey Carr says, "Sorry you're freezing. Thanks for allowing me to watch from home." Well, thanks for watching, Corey Carr.
Well, this is going to bring number 11, Evan Book, up to the plate. First pitch missing down low. And I think that Evan had a walk on his last at-bat. Starting this one out, 2-0.
Robert, we have 49 subscribers on our channel right now.
Oh,
we just need one more
we
subscriber.
picked up 2 more, man.
And then we'll be able to retire. We'll call in Rich. We'll call into work Rich and be like, "Yep, we're at 50 subscribers, folks. We're out of here."
I think we may want to think that one through.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Man, this crooked camera is killing me, but it is what it is. Got a little bit of a different view here. That's not my preference on a right-handed batter, though. Let's see where that pitch is coming across. Oh. So getting down 3-0, battles back for a full count. We'll see what Evan can do with it. All right, swinging away, fouls this one, right side.
Protected the plate. Good job, kiddo.
I tell you what, I don't know how these guys are playing in short sleeves without any Under Armour.
I don't either.
You know,
I think the pitcher on Joco is way smarter. Got him.
Swing and a miss. That'll be out number 1.
Great pitching.
Yeah, I think the Joco pitcher, he might be going ice fishing afterwards. He looks prepared.
He is ready to go. He is accurately dressed for the situation.
Oh, nice single up right side. This one for Paul McClinney. Oh, it's rolling.
That's Arlo.
Arlo, I'm sorry.
And he's getting thrown out at second. Doggone it. That was a great hit, too. Doggone it. He is mad at himself right now. Keep your head up, Arlo.
Well, he hit a little bit of a gapper, and it did roll back towards the fence. So I think Arlo was like, "Hey, man, I'm on it." But Arlo not having a great speed, rounded the bag well,
Yeah,
but
he did.
a good throw in, and unfortunately they get him out at second. Pop fly right side, and Joco Storm lucky on that one as the second and first baseman not really talking. But they're able to haul that third out in and get out of that inning, bringing us over to top of the 4th. Oh, man, what a cold one. All right, looks like Brooks Carr is going to take the hill for Mac N Seitz here in top of the 4th as the boys make their way out to the field and begin to warm up.
Got a lefty up at the mound.
So I'll take a brief moment here and talk about another silver sponsor for us this year. And these are the folks out at Sally's Propane. Started as a family business back in 1981 and continue to be family owned and operated. They have a long history of supporting local youth athletics and continue that today by supporting our Mac N Seitz team. Sally's Propane serves over 4,000 customers in 4 counties, so if you have a need for propane, do me a favor, check them out. They'll get you guys taken care of. Thanks so much to the team out there at Sally's Propane. Now we got a little John Fogerty going on in the background. I could be center field. That's right.
I could be. Not today, though.
I'd almost rather be out in center field. At least I get to move around a little.
Yeah. Well, you can always stand up and do some jumping jacks in between innings. Get your blood flowing.
I've really got to work on this mobile broadcast booth here.
Oh, my gosh.
We need some
Stop it right
wind
now.
protection.
You need to get like a 4-person weather pod to fit all the stuff you've brought inside of the weather pod. I nearly gave up this morning trying to set up the 1-person weather pod for my son because the wind is, of course, not being friendly. And but I was really proud of myself because I didn't curse the entire process. So thank you. Mom win right there.
All right, all set to go here, top of the 4th. Brooks Carr, the lone lefty pitcher that we have on the team. Oh, just missing outside there. And Brooks, one of those guys not high on the velocity spectrum, but good movement, typically good control, and throw strikes.
All right, we've got some updates from the YouTube feed. No, Logan will not be here tomorrow. He will be on a beach.
Worst places to be
I mean,
in this weather.
Does Logan need a friend to attend with him to the beach? I'm happy to go with you guys. And then we have Wapsie River Scout. That's my grandson pitching for the Joco Storm.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for your efforts in freezing for us that can't be there freezing with you. We aim to please. Wapsie River Scout.
Well, I tell you what, Brooks not off to a strong start there. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and lead-off hitter making his way over to first base. So it looks like Wapsie's is that son or grandson, did you say?
Grandson.
Grandson, up to bat right now.
How do you know that?
Because they said that was
Oh,
the
he was
pitcher.
pitching. Well, that's true. Yes. All right.
Pay attention to the game here. What's going on, folks?
Oh, I'm trying so hard.
So a pitch ball right there. Paul McClinney on a back pick, and Joco Storm making it back safely, no problem. Throw not exactly on point, but and there we go. Brooks finding the zone. Now 1-1 count.
Now he's ready.
So much strategy as you look at the pitching staff and who you're going to throw, when you're going to throw them, looking at seed, bracket seed contention. And he chases that one outside for strike number 2.
How much of a difference is it when you're a batter hitting against a left-handed pitcher versus a right-handed pitcher?
Well, what I'll say is that there aren't a ton of left-handed pitchers, so you just don't see that dynamic. This one is
going foul.
Going foul, but man, he got all of that one.
He sure did. And he is frustrated that that went foul, and I would be too, because he got a hold of it.
And here's what I'll say is that I see quite a few pop flies coming off of Brooks Carr, and a lot of times we're able to reel those in. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses this year. I know he's been working at the craft a little bit.
We do have Tucker Lee in left field now.
And pickoff attempt. That one gets by Logan, and Joco Storm that makes no attempt to go over to second.
He thought about it, and his coach told him to hang tight.
Well, and so this goes back down to just the dynamics of the field and the kind of same situation. It's not a really deep backstop.
Yeah.
Same over on the right and left side of the field. So you'll see that on the high school fields much farther, and much more likelihood that a runner's going to advance. Hard hit ball left side. Tucker Lee hauls that one in no problem, and that's going to be out number 1. And so just talked about that. We get those pop flies coming off of Brooks, and, you know, he's not big on the velocity spectrum, so these guys are putting a good barrel on the ball, but a little too much loft. And if he would have lined that out a little bit better, that might have fared in his favor.
Well, that's my favorite left fielder in all of 14U baseball, in the whole country, actually. It's my favorite left fielder. And I'm 100% biased on that because that's my son.
Ball outside, and Paul McClenny with a nice back pick there. Good throw down, but Joco Storm on their feet and head in the game, make it back to first safely, no problem. Pitch high. It looks like we don't have a lot of action over there at first base.
Oh, that looked good.
Ball with a nice dig there, and kind of that textbook style, right? Both hands. Throwing hand right behind the glove, glove down, knees down. Keeping that ball in front of him. Runner goes.
Oh.
That is ball number 4. And no reason for a throw down. Paul's had a little bit of trouble with the ball glancing off the front of that catcher's mitt. And you got to think it's the cold, it's the springtime and all that and everything. But
well, his glove is probably feels like a
pop fly. This one being called by the second baseman.
Oh, and he dropped it.
It's an infield fly. Runners have to advance at their own risk. And so
out.
We do end up with the out there. So that one's a tough one to do here on my scoring overlay, but the long and short is you got 2 runners on, pop up in the infield. That is an infield fly, which is an automatic out. Any of the runners that are on base, they can advance, but they advance at their own risk. And so, unfortunately, the ball player out on second base, not aware of exactly what the rule is, should have stayed on the base. He thought once the ball bounced that he was going to be forced to run, so he tried to run and
got tagged.
Mac N Seitz tagged him out.
But what's confusing to me about what you just said was it's an infield pop fly, so it's an automatic out, and that would have been the 3rd out. So he wouldn't have needed to catch. Do you have to catch the ball regardless?
Oh no, it's only an infield fly if it's only if it's one
one out.
less than 2 outs. Less than
so
2
0
outs.
or 1 out.
Yeah. So I may have called that wrong.
Yeah, I'm confused. Okay.
Did the last batter finish our bat? Yes. Okay. Well, regardless, so were there 2 outs?
There were 2, because he was safe at first because he dropped the ball and they tagged the second base runner.
No. Well, that's what I just explained.
That's why I asked you the question, because it was an infield pop fly, so the batter should have automatically been out.
And so that's out number 2.
Okay.
And then the runner at second advanced, but we tagged them, and that's out number 3.
Okay. But the runner went to first like he wasn't out, and he stayed on first. So maybe he just did that because.
And again, this comes back down to the young men knowing the rules of baseball and what the situation on the field is and all that and everything. So unless I'm wrong and there were already 2 outs, then an infield fly is not called. Right?
Okay.
Then runners do have to advance. Right? So either which way, we tagged a runner out at second. But I believe there was 1 out. And an infield fly was called. That makes the batter out, and then runners have to advance at their own risk.
Okay, there were 2 outs.
There are already 2 outs. So
there were already 2 outs.
There were already 2 outs.
Oh, wait. No. This is.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's what I know is it's bottom of the 4th, and Ryder Votaz at the plate.
That's exactly right.
Hard hit ball, line drive
it
center
drops.
field. And Ryder up with the single. throw coming over to first from center field, and, looks like the center fielder with a strong arm, but probably an ill-advised throw, really. That gets by the first baseman, and fortunately due to the fence being nearby, Ryder's not able to advance any further. That brings up Jacob Larson. Ball in play. This one's going to be handled by the third base. Nope, gets right by him. And that's going to be another one. My view was obscured by the umpire movement, and so I couldn't quite see what happened. There was no play on the ball?
There could have been, I think. It may have taken a hop where the third baseman couldn't get a glove on it, but it looks like he was close enough, so I think it might have had a bad hop.
All right, well, that's number 44, Paul McClenny, so we got to get that update. They're going to have
Paul was hit by a pitch there, so he's taken his base.
All right.
He was grazed with the ball.
There was some discussion between him and the umpire about whether that happened or not.
He said it touched my uniform, and so then they pointed to the infield infield umpire.
The field umpire.
Sorry, field umpire. And
then we got a courtesy runner now for Paul. Looks like it's going to be Reed Eckert. So bases now loaded now for Logan Peterson. We got to get Paul McClenny's parents to update his number. Big hit. This one center field. Center fielders reels that one in. Tagged by Ryder Votaw, and he'll make it in no problem. Runners advance otherwise after the throw home. And so a sac fly for Logan Peterson. So Mac N Seitz tying one more on the board, and now 13-6 is our score. So Harrison Perkins, 2 RBI single on his last at-bat.
Yeah, it was a great hit.
And what does he got right now? 2 runners in scoring position. We'll see if he can replicate that performance as he fouls that one back.
The angle of the sun is starting to save my life a little bit. I'm real appreciative. My feet I can feel my feet again.
Oh, it's the small things.
It is.
Keep you going.
That's right. I was going to say that looked good. Looked good to me from here.
Oh my goodness, failing on the video switching side of things here, but trying to keep up with the scoring overlay and everything else going on.
Oh, that was a close miss. Here, I'll try and
Ball
do the balls on the. I'll do my best.
Runners second and third. Pitch from the stretch. This one down for another ball. Swinging a, so a drop third strike. Harrison's able to make his way down to first off of an errant throw, and a runner will score. And that's a run rule, folks.
Do we do reach on error?
Yes, reach on error is the official thing there, but
that is the game.
That is the game, folks. And so our Mac N Seitz team will pull this one out after a seemingly close affair here early. And I tell you what, Joco Storm got off to a hot start after a bad fielding effort in the first inning for our Mac N Seitz team. But give credit where credit's due. They never stopped playing, and they poured it on the Joco Storm here late. And so we're going to wish Joco Storm good luck in the remainder of the tourney. Never know if we'll end up seeing them again here come bracket play, but a strong performance by the boys with the bats, and which is good to see, because when you really look at their effort from yesterday, we didn't really get the bats going too much, and today a little bit of a different story. Not a strong fielding performance, and that'll be something that the guys, as we get into bracket play tomorrow, hopefully the weather will warm up for us a bit, maybe get rid of some of this wind. But thank you guys so much for watching us here today. And please, if you haven't already, make sure you like our video and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. So other than that, we will wait, as the bracket seating won't be finalized until late this evening, and that will dictate whether or not what time we play tomorrow. So it'll either be an 8 a.m. or a 10 a.m. start. So thanks for watching. Good job, Mac N Seitz.